All right, Yankees fans, stop what you're doing right now because this is one of those moments where everything feels like it's moving at once, and if you blink, you might miss something big. The Yankees just made a move that has quietly sent ripples through the league. The hot stove is officially burning in the Bronx, and suddenly the conversations around this team are getting louder, more intense, and way more interesting. Paul DeJong is officially a New York Yankee. The Cody Bellinger talks are heating up behind the scenes, and there is growing buzz around Cabrera that could signal another trade coming sooner than people expect. This isn't just random off-season noise. This feels like a front office actively reshaping the roster, piece by piece, with a very specific vision in mind. And today we're breaking down what all of this really means, how it connects, and why Yankees fans should be paying very close attention right now. Let's start with Paul DeJong, because even though this signing didn't come with fireworks or a massive contract, it might be one of those sneaky moves that makes a lot more sense the deeper you look at it. DeJong comes in as a right-handed power bat, solid defender, and someone with playoff experience who understands pressure markets. The Yankees have been very clear this offseason that they want more depth, more versatility, and more reliability from the bottom half of the lineup, and DeJong fits that mold almost perfectly. He's not being brought in to be a superstar. He's being brought in to do a job, and sometimes those are the signings that end up mattering the most over a long season. DeJong gives the Yankees flexibility across the infield, provides pop against left-handed pitching, and most importantly, raises the floor of the roster. This team has been burned too many times in recent years by injuries and underperformance, forcing them to rely on replacement-level players. DeJong helps prevent that scenario. But here's where it gets interesting, because this signing doesn't exist in a vacuum. It feels like a setup move, a chess piece being placed before a bigger decision is made. When you look at the Yankees' infield picture now, with DeJong in the mix, it suddenly opens the door for other possibilities, and that's where Cabrera enters the conversation. Cabrera is one of those players that fans genuinely love. He brings energy, versatility, and a spark that you can't really quantify with stats alone. But baseball is a business, and right now, Cabrera's name is being floated in trade discussions more than ever before. Not because the Yankees don't value him, but because other teams do. Cabrera has value around the league as a switch-hitting, multi-position player under team control, and that makes him an attractive trade chip if the Yankees are looking to upgrade elsewhere. With DeJong now providing infield depth, the Yankees may feel more comfortable listening on Cabrera, especially if it helps them address a bigger need like outfield offense or starting pitching. And speaking of outfield offense, that brings us directly to the biggest storyline bubbling right now, the Cody Bellinger talks. This is where things start to feel very real. Bellinger is one of the most intriguing free agents available, and the Yankees have been linked to him heavily. Not casually, not loosely, but seriously. The conversations are happening, the interest is mutual, and the fit is obvious. Bellinger gives the Yankees something they desperately need: a left-handed bat with power, strong defense, and the ability to play multiple premium positions. He can play center field, he can play first base, and he brings athleticism to a lineup that has often felt slow and right-handed heavy. After his bounce-back season, Bellinger re-established himself as a high-impact player, and the Yankees are clearly monitoring how his market develops. What's fascinating is how these three stories connect. The DeJong signing adds depth and stability. The Cabrera trade buzz suggests the Yankees are willing to move young, controllable talent to improve the roster right now. And the Bellinger talks indicate that the front office is aiming high, not just patching holes, but potentially making a move that changes the look and feel of the lineup. If Bellinger were to land in the Bronx, it would immediately alter the Yankees' offensive balance. It would give Aaron Judge more protection, it would lengthen the lineup, and it would reduce the pressure on unproven bats to perform every single night. But it also likely wouldn't happen without another move, and that's where a player like Cabrera could come into play, either as part of a trade to clear space, acquire pitching, or address another need. The Yankees are operating with intention right now. This doesn't feel like random off-season activity. It feels calculated. Brian Cashman and the front office are clearly reacting to the lessons of last season, where injuries, inconsistency, and lack of depth exposed the roster over and over again. This winter feels different. There's a sense of urgency, but also patience. They're not rushing into the biggest contract on day one, but they're also not sitting back and doing nothing. They're building layers. DeJong is a layer. Potential Bellinger negotiations are another layer. Trade conversations involving Cabrera could be the next. And when you zoom out, the bigger picture becomes clearer. The Yankees are trying to build a roster that can survive the grind of 162 games and still be dangerous in October. They want versatility so that injuries don't derail them. They want balance so opposing pitchers can't just stack right-handers against them. And they want depth so that the lineup doesn't collapse if one or two players go cold. Fans might look at a signing like DeJong and shrug, but smart teams win on the margins. Those small moves often end up being the difference between a team that sneaks into the playoffs and a team that makes a real run. And as for Cabrera, this is where emotions and reality collide. Yankees fans love hustle guys. They love players who play hard and embrace the city. But front offices have to make tough decisions. And if trading Cabrera helps bring in a difference maker or unlock a move like Bellinger, it's something the Yankees will seriously consider. It doesn't mean Cabrera is gone tomorrow, but it does mean his name being out there is not an accident. Teams are calling. The Yankees are listening. And that alone tells you something big could be